Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today's takes with Alex. I am your host, Alex. We had some takes today, one of which is this video. The title of this video is Kindling the Inner Flame, the Spiritual Significance of Lighting the Menorah. Now, we're talking about the menorah in the temple, the Beis Hamikdash. It's in this week's Parsha. God commands Moses and Aaron to make and kindle the lights of this menorah. And so, what does the menorah represent? And we have to understand that it's a commandment not just for one time, but every single day. It's part of the service of lighting the menorah. So, in the darkest nights of the year, we strike a match and bring forth light. One small flame becomes eight, pushing back the darkness with quiet but steady courage. The lighting of the menorah is far more than a ritual or historical commemoration. It is a profound spiritual act, an ancient practice that continues to speak directly to the human soul in every generation. Today we explore the deep spiritual significance of lighting the menorah. This wisdom is universal for every person who has ever faced inner or outer darkness and chosen to bring forth light anyway. We have to remember that the Torah is the divine will, right? And it was gifted to man. So what does God want us to learn from this commandment? There has to be something that we can learn, extract and apply. Rooted in the eternal Torah and illuminated by the radiant teachings of Chassidus, the menorah reveals how we can become vessels of divine light in a world that often feels shadowed. The Torah first commands the lighting of the menorah in the book of Exodus. God instructs Moses to build a golden seven-branched menorah for the tabernacle and later for the holy temple. The priests were to kindle its lamps every single evening so that its light would burn continuously, a perpetual reminder that God's light never ceases, even in the darkest hours. Centuries later, during the time of the Maccabees, a small band of faithful warriors reclaimed the temple after intense persecution. They found only one small jar of pure oil, enough for one day. Yet the oil miraculously burned for 8 days until new oil could be prepared. This miracle gave birth to the 8-day festival of Hanukkah and the lighting of the Hanukkah menorah with its 9 branches, 8 for the days of the miracle and 1 for the shamash, the servant candle that kindles all the others. The Torah and its tradition teach us that the menorah is not merely decorative, it is a symbol of divine light entering the world through human hands. The original menorah stood in the holiest place, yet its light was meant to shine outward. This teaches a powerful truth. Holiness is not meant to be hidden. It is meant to illuminate everything around it. Hasidic masters, especially the Baal Shem Tov and the Alter Rebbe, revealed the menorah's deeper mystical meaning. They taught that every soul contains a divine spark, a personal flame that is part of the great eternal light of God. Lighting the menorah is an act of awakening and elevating these inner sparks. The miracle of the oil represents the victory of the spiritual over the material. The small amount of pure oil that lasted 8 days shows us that when we bring our limited but sincere efforts to God, He multiplies them beyond what we could imagine. This is the essence of Yerida L'Tzorech Aliyah, a concept we discussed in a previous episode. Sometimes we must descend into darkness so that our light can shine even brighter when it rises. Chassidus emphasizes that the shamash, the servant candle, holds special significance. We must first kindle our own light through connection with God, then use that light selflessly to kindle others. The Baal Shem Tov taught that one glowing soul can illuminate countless others. True spiritual light does not diminish when shared, it only grows. The Hasidic path also stresses simcha, or joy, during the lighting. The flames dance with happiness because they represent the soul's natural desire to return to its source while bringing light into the world. Even in the darkest nights, the act of lighting the menorah declares darkness is not ultimate, light will always prevail. The spiritual significance of lighting the menorah offers profound gifts to every human soul. It reminds us that one small light can overcome great darkness. Your individual flame, your kindness, integrity, faith, or courage matters more than you know. It teaches perseverance and dedication. The Maccabees refused to accept spiritual darkness. Their willingness to fight for light mirrors our own inner battles to stay connected to truth and goodness. It awakens the power of purity. The pure oil that burned miraculously shows that even a little bit of sincerity and holiness offered with a full heart can sustain us far longer than we could ever expect. It calls us to be a shamish, to serve others by helping kindle their light without diminishing our own. It reveals the miracle of everyday life. We do not need dramatic supernatural events. Every time we choose light over darkness, hope over despair, love over fear, we participate in an ongoing miracle. How can we live the spirit of the menorah in our everyday lives? Create daily moments of light. Set aside time each day for prayer, gratitude, or reflection, your personal menorah lighting. Share your light generously. Look for opportunities to encourage others, offer kindness, or speak words of hope. Be someone's shamish. Protect the purity of your inner oil. Guard your mind and heart from unnecessary negativity and distractions that dim your inner flame. Celebrate small victories. Recognize and rejoice in the one-day oil moments, the small reserves of strength that miraculously carry you through. Bring light, especially in darkness. During personal or collective challenging times, increase your acts of goodness and faith. This is when the menorah's message is most needed, meaning it's like the Hanukkah story, the story of Hanukkah, right? We increase in light because the days are darkest in the winter. So when things get hard, I think the point is that you got to keep going and maybe even go a little harder. Light with intention. As you kindle light, whether physical candles or metaphorical ones, do so mindfully, remembering you are participating in an ancient and holy act of elevating the world. The lighting of the menorah, rooted in Torah and radiant with Hasidic wisdom, is ultimately an invitation to become a bearer of light in every season of life. To believe that no darkness is too deep for the divine spark within us to overcome. This week, whether during Hanukkah or any ordinary night, light a candle, literally or figuratively, and reflect on the light you are called to bring into the world. Let one small flame remind you of the great light you carry. If this ancient yet ever relevant teaching touched your soul, share in the comments, what does the menorah represent to you personally? How in whatever, surroundings, environment you're in, what can you do to become a little bit more pure, a little bit more illuminating? It doesn't have to be preachy or I guess the term is performative, but just a sincere shift in your mindset. How do you kindle light in your own life? So if these words spoke to you, like the video, subscribe for more explorations of Torah and Hasidic wisdom made alive for our time, and turn on notifications, right? The spiritual growth is like a small, step-by-step process. And it takes commitment to it. It's like anything else. Like if you're working out to get stronger or faster, it's like a slow but consistent thing. And so to our spiritual potential and power. right? We want to be like the menorah, like day by day, just increasing in light as much as as much as possible, but in a healthy and responsible way. May your inner flame burn brightly and steadily. May you bring light to others with generosity and joy. Until next time, keep kindling, keep shining, and let the light within you illuminate the world. Be happy, be blessed, be healthy. Have a great Monday. Let's have a great week. And I'll see you again tomorrow. Thank you.